Welcome to the New Earth Radio, a frequency your soul has been waiting for. Tune in, rise up, and remember who you are.
Hello. Welcome. Today I have such an amazing guest here, the founder of the House and Fortune. Am I saying the correctly? Frequency and Fortune?
Frequency and fortune.
Rayna. I have worked already with Rayna because, I was so inspired with her work that I've seen since the last few months. It's so different than anything that I have ever seen. And I'm a fan, you know that.
I
So
love you.
she agreed to come here today. Welcome, Rayna.
Thanks, Layla. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be on your podcast. Amazing.
Thinking about how cool it is that what you now created because of your road, it's something I have never seen before. This is
Mm.
something from you, really.
Like all of us, we pick up information, we process information, we go through other people's trainings, we learn, we read, but then we take the bits that make sense to us and then we process it and it becomes something different. So I started off, I'm intuitive naturally. All the women in my family are. So we were able to do things that other people couldn't explain. And if people make you wrong for what you are, you start to try to hide that. So people were like, well, how can you know what's happened or what was going to happen? And I would say, okay, let me try to hide this sixth sense. But actually, I realized it was of benefit to me. And if it's of benefit to me and God gave me that, then it's to help other people. I also realized I loved giving people advice. Like all my friends would benefit from my advice. And so in the beginning, what I called it was manifestation. That's all I knew it was. People come talk to me and then they get results. So I started saying, I'm doing the law of attraction, I'm doing manifestation. And then my mom one time said to me, you cannot do acting and directing and writing and this thing. You do. Like, choose one thing. And she scared me. So I stopped doing it. But at the time, it was like 2007 when people were just learning about Facebook. I had
Wow.
such a huge following and I stopped. And then when that personal development industry blew up, I was like, oh my God, I was ahead of everyone. And then I started to look back. Oh my God, I could have been, I should have been. And again, God said, look what you're doing. You're not choosing something from here. You're mourning the past as though that's the best it could be. So the more I talked with God and I prayed for wisdom, and the more I would, oh, what's this lady doing? She's doing money mindset. I would learn things. I started to get frustrated. I'd be like, these things are bringing up awareness, but it's not changing me. It's not changing my life. Like, I'll get a check in the mail and then that's it. I want, how do you sustain this? And then in acting, you are around people who are rich, who are successful. I started to study these people and observe them. And I was like, it's like a coat they're wearing. They don't even care. It's just who they are. And I found that fascinating. I was like, they don't even care. They're not going around saying, I'm rich because I read this book. They didn't read any books. I was like, they're not doing all this stuff that I'm doing. They just are it. And things started to click for me slowly. Layla, when I say I've done probably every modality you can think of, every single modality. So I think what's happened is I've taken what worked for me and then I tested it with a group of artists. They got amazing results. And then they were like, we want to keep working with you. And so I kept refining the work. And I'm still calling it manifestation at this time. And people eventually are saying, can we do the work? We're not artists, but can we? And I say, okay, yeah. They come do the work and they say, but this is a manifestation in the sense that you do a vision board or you think about something, like you're doing something different. You're like asking these questions. And I'm like, questions have been there from the beginning of time. They're like, and you're saying these weird things and you're having just a conversation with me. I don't actually understand what you're doing. And I'm like, all I'm doing is inviting you to choose something different. And I also understand that if the body is not on board, and this comes from my experience of getting so sick every time I would get something that I wanted, the body needs to be on board. And so I learned, one of the things about somatics and the body and epigenetics. And I realized whenever I was making a choice that felt bigger than me, I would start to get sick. So I would move my body and I would feel the energy dissipating around the body. So when I do live events, I encourage the participants, like, we have to, like, you cannot sit down and listen to this information. Get up, move around the room as well as I'm doing this. And they feel so much better. So the breath work as well, this comes from, I used to have really debilitating panic attacks, like panic disorder, not just anxiety attacks, panic disorder. It was so bad I got agoraphobia, couldn't go outside. And I remember they used to throw ice on my chest to make me breathe. And I say, why are they doing this? Why they told me to get the paper bag? Why? And it's because the breath would regulate everything back into calmness. So what I've done is picked things that worked for me and had a profound effect, and then just mix them all together and then go, what do you think of that? Does it work for you too? Okay, let's do it. We'll call it rapid recoding. Rapid recoding, because people would be like, oh my God, Rayna, I just had the session with you. The next day this happened. I'll be like, that's rapid. And I'm recoding you.
But it's also so cool how you said it. It's all a choice. I think a lot of people don't understand how deep it goes, how everything is a choice. You know that everything is a choice somewhere, but with you, I really like understood. It's I think a lot of people don't understand it in the level that you now explain it. It seems so simple, but it's indeed just like you said. You're working with your brain chemicals. You're making a new choice. You're making a new choice. It's like a new habit, and you're like so conscious. I'm making it again, and it's so powerful. Today, I was in my bed. I had a hard work week, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do anything. It's normal. I had a hard work week. I don't want to do this. And I was like, wow, I am doing it again. I'm making the choice to believe that I'm now too tired, don't want to do, I'm overwhelmed, I can't do it anymore. I'm making a choice again. And we're like making the whole day choices, the whole day long.
It's why it's so important that before people do rapid recoding, they have done personal development and healing work, because otherwise it comes across as insensitive and harsh. Because I'm saying, forget that, make a choice. I don't care what happened when you were 7, make a choice. If you've not processed that, then it's like, I don't like that. So it's like the next level. It's a conversation that happens so quickly to get you out of going back into your old way of thinking. Like, I have to make a choice because I'm at the point of awareness. What do I choose? Otherwise, it's, yeah, but this thought feels more comfortable. It's what I'm used to thinking.
I'm seeing you now today as someone who coaches others to step into their millionaire self, think differently, make choices. Why are you here today?
Yeah, so I'm also an actress and a director. And I knew I was talented, and everyone said I was talented, but I could not get work or make money. And it was very frustrating. And so I started to look outside of me for the answers. It must be because of the way I look. Maybe God doesn't want me to be successful. But none of that felt true, because I had this passion inside. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, no matter what I did. So I would look at what other people were doing and choosing and say, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go and do networks. I'm going to put on a one woman show. I'm going to do all these things that seem to be working for everyone else, but they didn't work for me. And so I went into a depression. It got to the point where I couldn't survive living in London. I had to move back home with my parents. My parents gave me space. And so I got 3 jobs. I was teaching dance, I was temping, I was working as a cleaner. And then I started doing personal development work. I was just reading everything, watching everything, listening to everything, having conversations. And so I realized that what was holding me back was me, not anything outside of me. That was me. When I looked deeper, I discovered I had so many judgments about myself that I was keeping what I wanted out of my reality. So, for example, I had the point of view, they're probably not going to pick me to be in their show because I have dark skin, because I'm from the north of England, I'm not from London. I had all these crazy points of view. And I remember God saying to me, as long as you keep those points of view in place, there's no room to receive what you want. So one by one, I changed my points of view around all of these things. And then I started getting work. And then I was like, okay, so my point of view, my choices are creating what I'm experiencing. So that's why I'm here today, Layla.
Yeah.
When I started doing this, I would get nauseous the whole time. So the breath work element of it helps dissipate any uncomfortability. What's really happening is we're syncing your choice, your new identity that your soul knows you are, and your old identity up so that they're aligned. And then we run on patterns, codes, and programs that we've learned, we've observed, that we've inherited. And so we're just recoding them by choice. So it's not forcing, it's an invitation to the individual. Like, would you like to make a different choice? Because the one you're making is not working for you. When something is so simple, people try to understand it. I need to understand what this is. And I say, what if you don't? What if it's all felt, you know? So I think what humans tend to do is I need to understand it so I can make it fit into my limitation and then work from that. And I'm always inviting people to, what if it doesn't fit into your limitation, but you step into something greater? And sometimes it does feel very uncomfortable, but what if you stop interpreting that discomfort as bad or overwhelm or anxiety, and it's just new? And often that brings relief. I'm listening to our conversation, Layla, and I'm thinking someone might listen and go, what the heck are you two talking about? This does not make sense at all. Can't we just have coffee?
Yes,
But it's,
that's
it's
funny to
that.
say. I was thinking the same. I was thinking
Yeah.
the same. Like, for us, it's so normal because, yeah, we're speaking about it constantly. And I was thinking, yeah, somebody who has never heard this and is now listening to the podcast, what will they think? Like, where are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean everything is a choice? What do you
Yeah,
mean
exactly.
I have no food at home, or I had a bad youth and everything is hard for me. My father is sick and you know, what do you mean everything is a
Yeah.
choice?
Which is why it's so important that they've done work on themselves, because they can look at that like, you're being insensitive. Like, you don't understand my situation, what I'm working with, where and they sometimes look at me and go, it's all right for you. And I go, you want to hear all my stories? I've been there where you've been. So it's just the next level after you've done the money mindset, after you've done whatever modality, and you're looking like, I really want to create this in my life. I recognize there's still some limitation, but I can't do another inner child whatever. I want to do something different. Then rapid recoding is, it's quick and simple.
Yeah, that's true. I think for me it's a good thing because if I go through all the stages in life, you know, you have your experience here on earth And then you sit in that life and you're like, something's not right, something's not right, but you don't know anything about your body, nothing. And you're doing your first course about, I don't know, mindfulness. And you're like, oh, my body is something that functions. I have to connect with that. Oh, breathing helps. It's like the first level. But then you come to a level of, whoa, I can create so much by healing myself. I can change my life. But then indeed you come to a level and it's a weird limitation. It's like, okay, I'm above a lot of people, not all, as in I'm more than them, but I know more than most people around me. I have kind of success in the things that I'm doing now. But why is there still something holding me to go really all out? It's like I'm reaching things that I believe are possible or are just a little more out of the comfort zone, but the craziest things that I want to reach, I and that's where rapid recoding I think is very powerful. It's like you have you have under, you understand the game. You understand everything, but that next level, now you have to reprogram yourself.
You know, I'm a Christian, and so I always looked at the scriptures and took them as gospel, especially teachings of Jesus. I looked at, like, I would read stories how he took a loaf and 5 fish and fed 5,000, how he walked on water. And I never said, oh, that must be a metaphor. I was like, no, he literally did that. But how did he defy the 3D? How did he change matter from one state to another? How did he create things that were not yet created? And it was all by choice. He, when he did a miracle, he didn't say, Father, back me up, don't embarrass me now. He chose, and he had to be in a state of non-judgment. He had to be in total faith and belief. And so a lot of it is based on the principles of that. And that's why sometimes it's uncomfortable. It's why he was rejected, and people were like, who are you, man? Like, you come in with these new teachings and this new way of looking at things. But he was saying, I'm going to offer you a different point of view to the one that you've been doing. Let's start afresh. It's like, what happens when you look at things with fresh eyes from a different point of view, and when you don't let the physical world keep you in bondage. Some people call it the matrix, you know, like what happens when you snap out of the matrix and you become infinite as God created us, and then you make choices from that place. And so in the 3D, people quantum leap, they create money, they suddenly clients come, all kinds of amazing things happen. And then they're like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Now I'm doing something different to what everyone does. And I'm not comfortable with this. What? Who am I? You know, it's very disconcerting. So, but very fascinating.
Yeah, it's indeed just like you said about Matrix. Have to follow some rules to survive, and
Mm,
we need our program to understand this game. So we, yeah, if we would only use our limitless mind, then
mm.
we would be like crazy running around. I can do everything, but you could not connect or understand the rules here on Earth. But then now you learned the rules here on Earth, but this is your bubble, how to get out of the bubble. And with rapid recoding, it's all about, okay, this is the choice you're making today. You choose today that you have to act like this to be loved. You have to do this to be accepted. You have to earn this to be around the people you love. What do you want to believe instead? And I think it is difficult in the beginning because a lot of people think what I believe is the only truth. But if what you believe is the only truth, why are so many people living a different reality?
Mm, mhm,
So I think that's so powerful at rapid recoding, because if you understand that there is not only one truth, and that's why you're saying you have to do the work to already be there, like understand there is not only one truth. You believe it and you live like it, but once you change truth in your core, because yeah, your identity, your what you believe is who you are, what you do, how you act, everything, and you go there. You go
Mm,
there.
yes. Yeah, you're so right. It's interesting you called it a game because I'm gonna be doing an event in LA next year and it's called The Game. It's like an it's an interactive game to get people
Wow.
out of that kind of thinking
It is a game.
because it is a game. One of my favorite books is called The Game of Life and How to Play It. Do you know that book?
No, I don't know.
Layla!
Tonight I'm
Everyone,
looking it up.
yeah, everyone should read the book. It's a tiny book by a metaphysical teacher called Florence Scovel Shinn.
Hmm.
It was written in like the 1800s. OMG. This woman was ahead of her time. It's called The Game of Life and How to Play It. And you can read it in a day. Oh my gosh, this book is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. And it's what we're talking about. I remember in 2000, someone recommended me this book and it changed my life. I was like, I love this book. I wish Florence was alive today. Uh, so yeah, and so some of Rapid Recoding is from that as well. Yeah, such a great book. It's one of those books you read when you're like, I'm in a funk. Oh no, I'm not anymore. I just read the book.
But
Yeah,
I'm
you
also
should.
impressed that it's an old book. It's like, how did she even go through all the programming and write a book in a stage where the people were at then? Like now it's even difficult. The amount of times I've heard that I'm crazy, or the people around me, just by thinking differently. How did they do it then? That's
It's
powerful.
yeah. You have people like her, Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, and again, a lot of it is taken from the scriptures. They've taken the
Mm.
scriptures and then decoded it. So, but it's very powerful. Yeah.
Wow. And that's exactly what you do. You work with the program that leads us, and you're like, let's reprogram. Let's just reprogram it.
Yeah, it's so funny because, obviously I started it. I started working with artists, as I said, and then, the work's expanded. I work with so many people across different industries now. And it was me. It was like Rayna the coach. And then the House of Frequency and Fortune came alive and gave it a name. This is Rapid Recoding, and decided it's not just you, it's facilitators, it's coaches, it's healers all over the world that do this work. So that's the direction we're heading in now because it's like, yeah, it's I
Yeah.
can't reach everyone. And there's been, for example, we have a page now that's in Spanish that we're just building out, and we have clients who say, do you not have this in Spanish? And I was like, how wonderful would it be that we could have these courses in different languages and we can have all these resources, but that other people could go and say, hey, this is what I do, and we can bring rapid decoding in it, and I'm going to have a whole event or a whole series or courses on that in different industries. So I would love that.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow. The
Like, I
next
think,
step.
yeah, the next step, like, I think the work I did only with artists was so powerful. Like, I'm talking about people who got signed to the top model agencies in the world and are
Wow.
now modeling for brands like Burberry and Vogue. People who went from not working to being series regulars on Netflix to getting six-figure deals for their scripts after not working for eight, like it changed their lives. So I'm like, someone could do rapid recoding and work with artists, someone could do it and work with healers,
Yeah.
someone could do it and work with animals, like someone could do it and work with, it's just like you can
The
just
many
adapt it.
people, yeah, that you can help. It's for everybody. It's not
It's for
it, it's
everyone.
it's literally for everybody. It's you can,
Yeah.
if you learn to understand it, you can teach your children to make that choice.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Yes.
like for everybody to be in power of your life again.
Yes, it's education. Like honestly, it can go. anyone can just take it and go, all right, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing this certification. It's more than a certification, because there are other components of it aside from just like the verbal processing that um bring everything together. But yeah, I can't wait till it's not just me.
Yeah, I
You
understand
do the
it.
work.
I also signed in to get the certificate because I
Oh
think
my
it's
God.
such powerful work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. For so many people, actually, they wrote and they said, this ties in beautifully with the work I already do. And I'm like, yeah, just, adding those pieces in. And especially, if someone's like, are you going to do an event here? And I'm like, I can't get to all the places. So I'm really looking forward to that. Mhm.
Yeah, that's the next step. I think indeed you had
Yeah.
to create this empire, and now the next step is the people who help you spread the word. Yeah, all the
Well, they go
people.
and create their empires with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exact. And you can guide them. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Into choice.
Such a beautiful thing for the planet, for the change in the world. You are helping people to take control back in their life.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for doing this. Yeah, really. Thank you for
Thank you
so
for
much.
doing this. I always say to people, thank you for doing this, because it's choice, but it's also courage, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to choose something I haven't chosen before, and there's no hand manual that says, and this is what happens when you do this choice. It's
And so
courage.
powerful that you had to choose yourself to
Mm.
now help so many people because you have already helped so many people. So even if this was your life on earth, you have already been have made such an impact here on earth. And it's
Mm.
so crazy if you hear that somebody's story where they had to fight and find
Mm.
themselves and keep going. Nobody's believing you. You have to keep going.
Mm.
Probably 10 people said you're crazy, something's wrong with you. You
Yeah.
kept going. And now you're
Yeah.
here. You're
Now
helping
I'm here.
people to make that choice too. That's
Mm.
so wow. Wow.
Yeah. I want to, when I get to heaven, I want God to be like, you did all right, kid.
Yeah. You can come in. Let me in! Let me
You did all right.
in!
Yeah.
My God,
But
thank you so much.
yeah, it took a long way, like a lot of mistakes, a lot of misery, a lot of depression, a lot of mental illness. Like, whew, when I think about the journey, I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, it's all good.
The journey is something crazy, though.
Mhm. Yeah,
It is.
crazy.
It is. Yeah, crazy it is. Thank you so much, Reina, for this podcast today.
Layla.
Is there something that you want to add or to tell before we close it off?
Layla is an amazing facilitator. That's what I want to
Oh,
say. I'm
thank you
glad you're
so
doing
much.
this podcast to spread your own work as well, Layla. It's amazing at what you do. You're amazing at what you do.
Thank you. You are too. I'm so grateful just to be your energy today. Thank you so much. I'm so
Thank you,
grateful.
Layla.
I wish you a
Yay.
good day and I'll speak to you soon.
Yes, very soon.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Did this transmission resonate with you? Then subscribe to the New Earth Radio. Every Sunday at 11, we air a new frequency. Stay in line, stay awakened. See you soon.